My next adventure is going to be bleeding the front brakes. Try to do this by myself. So I did not do a very good job on this video of recording audio, excuse me, as I was doing it. So I'm going to do a voiceover tonight. So what's going on here is on my WR, I know I've put it off, I shouldn't have, but I put a banjo switch up there, pressure switch on my front brakes when I put the Street Legal kit on, and the brakes were pretty smushy. You know, to really get them engaged, you had to pull the lever in probably halfway to 3/4 of the way to get them to work, and I'd had the front seal leaking, so I put new pads on the front, and I decided I had a little bit of time. It was time to bleed the brakes, get them firmed up again. Actually, what kind of spurred this was I rode my YZ250 the other day, and the brakes on that thing they're just fantastic. And I thought, man, I need to get on this WR and get it fixed up and going. So anyways, let's run through this real quick. So what I've done is I've attached a hose to the end of that bleeder valve down by my brake caliper, and I've removed the cover off my reservoir by my lever, and basically you're going to pump the lever up, you're going to hold it, and you're going to open that valve, and it's going to purge out, and it's going to push brake fluid out of the hose. Make sure your hose is in a container. It's going to push brake fluid out of there, and then you're going to repeat the process, 3 or 4 times, how many times you got to do till it really stiffens, the lever gets stiff and firms it up. But the main thing to be careful of is you don't want to run the reservoir out of brake fluid. You're trying to get air out of the system. When you bleed brakes, hydraulics and fluids and stuff are non-compressible for the most part. So what happens is you get a little bit of air in the system. When I put my banjo switch on, or banjo bolt, it got air in the system, and that air compresses, so that's why you get the squishy brakes. It's mixed in with the fluid. So when you bleed brakes, you're trying to get the air out of the system. So like I said, I pump the lever, 5-10 times. I hold it firmly against the bars, and then, or not against the bars, I hold it firmly in as tight as I can get it. I open up the bleed valve for, like you can see, a couple seconds till I feel the pressure on the lever. The lever will come to the bars, and then I close the bleed valve, and then I check the brake fluid in the reservoir to make sure I still have enough left. It's not empty, because you don't want to suck air back in. And then I just repeat the process until the brake firms up and feels like I want it to feel. Now, sometimes you could do this 1,000 times and you may have some air trapped in there somewhere, so you may need to put the cover back on, wiggle the handlebars, wiggle the hose. You're just trying to get there's just a little bit of air bubbles in there. And if you ever run into a situation where it just won't firm up, I've read stories about guys who would zip tie the lever to their grips overnight and let it set, and that would give it enough time for those bubbles to dissipate and move up. So, all right, well, so once I got everything wrapped up, I put the cover back on the reservoir, I take the hose off. Guys, be careful with brake fluid. It's very corrosive. You don't want to get it on any metal. You don't want to get it on the plastic, and you want to be very careful with it. So it's an easy process. It's something I should have done long ago instead of riding it like it was. It took me, 10 minutes to do it, and it's not that bad. So don't put something like this off. It's easy to do, and it's a good preventative maintenance. So thanks for watching. I've got some more videos coming up, and we'll catch you next time.